Hello everyone, welcome to Soma Academy where I make math simple. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to simplify radicals. However, before we get started, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so and hit that notification bell. That way, when I release new content like this, you'll get notified. Let's get to these two examples. In order to simplify radicals, one thing you have to know is the perfect squares. What do I mean by that? So 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36, 7 squared is 49, 8 squared is 64, 9 squared is 81, 10 squared is 100, 11 squared is 121, 12 squared is 144, 13 squared is 169, 14 squared is 196, 15 squared is 225, and you need to know all the perfect squares like that. So when simplifying radicals, once you know the perfect squares, let me write here perfect. Okay, so once you know the perfect squares, it is very easy for you to simplify radicals. And why am I saying that? In order to simplify this radical, you break it down into two radicals such that one has a perfect square. For example, 8, the largest or the biggest perfect square that can go into 8 is 4. So I will break down the radical 8 root 4 multiplied by root 2. When I multiply root 4 times root 2, I still get root 8. But this root 4 has a perfect square. A perfect square means you square root 4, you get just 2. So that will give me 2 root 2. You cannot simplify root 2 because it doesn't have there's no perfect square in root 2. So this is your answer for the first problem. Okay, what about simplifying radical root 32? So similarly, we have to write it down into two radicals such as one has a perfect square. Okay, the largest perfect square is 16, which is the square of 4. So that I will write root 16 times root 2. But root 16 is 4, and that will give me root 4 root 2. Okay, let us do another example to make this very clear. Say we have root 50. You have to break it down into two radicals such that one has a perfect square. This will be root 25 times root 2. So when you square root 25, you get 5 root 2. How about if we have 125? 125, you can write it as 25 times root 3, because root 25 times 3 is 125. So what is the perfect square for this? What is the square root of 25 basically? That is 5 root 3. Finally, another example I want to show is, say, root 72. You have to break it down into two numbers such that one has a perfect square. So the biggest perfect square that it can go into is root 36 times root 2. So root 36, when you square root 36, you get 6 root 2. One final one to make this very clear is, let's say we have 24, root 24, and we want to simplify this. Okay, this can be broken down into root 4 times root 6. And what is the square root of 4? to root 6. You cannot simplify this further. So I hope this was helpful. I will stop it there for today. Please do not forget to subscribe. Until then, happy learning.